Hello YouTube, and welcome to the pre-game show live ahead of the final match before Christmas. The Romford Raiders hosting the Peterborough Phantoms in another big game in the context of the season, as everyone is, but this one more so considering last night's result as well, a big game for the Raiders. We're going to get you set up, face-off in just under half an hour's time approximately. We'll be live on here on YouTube up until after ceremonies. And we'll be linking up with Tikiko in around about 15 minutes, or just over 10 minutes actually now, for the main stream. Of course, this isn't the game footage, this is just pre-game show. So make sure you get your tickets over on Tikiko if you want to watch what should be, Brody, a very interesting game.
Yeah, if you weren't following on last night, I think the one word to describe it was penalties. There was lots of them, back to back to back. So going into this game, you kind of expect similar sort of results.
Well, we've seen some feisty encounters between these two teams over the years. Always seems to happen in Peterborough rather than here, but obviously when you're playing the same team back-to-back on nights and something happens on the Saturday, there's always expectations for a little bit of carryover. Peterborough are going to want revenge as well. They had the first part of that yesterday after the first two head-to-heads this season were rather convincingly, I'd say, almost won by the Raiders. Yeah. And a 4-1 win for them last night, looking to cap a 4-point weekend. Meanwhile, the Raiders really need to turn things around. 5 consecutive defeats now, albeit 2 overtime defeats. But the form guide all red, needing to turn that around as they start to see the teams above them build a bit of distance.
And the teams below them pushing towards them. So you've got your Bristol, you've got your Basingstoke. Basingstoke looking to push their way as far up the league as possible. And I think they here he is. He's on the live stream. There you go. You're on the live stream, mate. So
live.
There you go. What was I saying? Basingstoke are pushing.
Point of closing in. The Raiders 8th in the standings at the moment. It was only just a few weeks ago. It was a matter of just a few points separating 8th to 4th, even 10th to 4th almost. But that's starting to build a bit of distance. The Phantoms now 7 points clear of the Raiders, and as I say, the Raiders just a couple of points ahead of the teams below. And the two teams we talked about it, Bristol and Basingstoke, they're playing a doubleheader this weekend. Basingstoke got the first one yesterday. They're playing each other at the moment in an early face-off in Basingstoke, and as it stands in the first intermission, it is 1-1 in Basingstoke. Jake Bricknell opened the scoring for the Pitbulls, but a late equaliser in the first for Alex Sanford sends that into the break 1-1. Say one team at least is going to gain 2 points over the Raiders as it stands. So they're going to need some points tonight. Yeah.
So you need to start pushing now to create that gap between you and the teams below you. Like you said a couple of weeks ago, it was very close. Now it's starting to, teams are starting to get settled. The gaps are starting to grow bigger and bigger, and you need to capitalise on that. And I believe there's just been a puck that has just gone down into the seats. I just saw it hit the ceiling up there.
Exciting news.
Yeah. Anyway, so I've got the little records there. I've actually done preparation, man. Okay. You are shocked, Beth. I can tell you. You are shocked. So Peterborough currently sat 4th in the league, 31 points, whilst Raiders are sat 8th in the league on 24.
Mm-hmm.
Your goals for and your goals against. So we've had more goals for, but more goals against. And it's the other way around. They've had less goals for, but less goals against. Yeah,
well, the Raiders, we know, are a high-scoring team. They've got the players that can score plenty of goals. The Phantoms have had struggles, particularly on the road, at keeping pucks out of the net, but they have seen a few more lower-scoring games along the way, and I see that explains the difference there. Very good on the defensive side for the Phantoms last night. Hayden Levine at the battle of the import net miners, winning that one last night, 45 saves out of 46 shots faced.
Yeah, talking about Hayden Levine, won 13, lost 13. Quite even records there. 3.82 goal against average, 0.913 save percentage, and has played one more game than Cole Ceci. That obviously there was that one game. Yeah, I think he's played every single game. There was that one game Cole. Owen came in for Cole.
Yeah, Owen played instead. Levine, with that record, currently 4th in the netminer battle, up there at the moment. certainly up there, because I know Sam Gospel, I think Rennie Mara are above. So the Brit netmine is still standing firm, but the import netmine is having a massive impact this season. We're talking about the impact it's had. We're still sort of waiting to see in the long-term impact it'll have on Basingstoke, who we see here, of course, next weekend. Another double header.
Actually, we've got 3 games in a row with
against them.
Because going into the new year, we have a rescheduled game on.
That's the week. We have a game weekend before.
Oh.
Not quite.
I've read my records wrong. There you go. Well, we've got quite a lot of games with Basingstoke coming up. That's all we can say.
It is 3 in just a few week gap, and that is going to be crucial with the Basingstoke 5 points behind now. Have I done that? I think 5 points behind, 5 games in hand.
Yes.
As well, they've got a lot of catching up to do. Yes, that's going to be a strain on them. They're going to have to play a few 3-game weekends or midweek games, I'm sure, to catch up on that.
Yeah.
And we talk about the impact of import netminers. Max Wright currently sidelined with an injury left a few weeks ago. We do not know when he's likely to return. Will he be here next week? We will wait and see.
I think for the Romford fans, I think the obvious answer would be you wouldn't want him in net, but you never know what happens.
Well, Basingstoke played a very tight, low-scoring game typically, and normally Max Wright has been the key to getting some 2-1 wins and very narrow 1-0 win. I think even at one point as well. So certainly games are seeing a few more goals. I say 1-1 in Bay at home to the Pitbulls at the moment. That was another feisty affair last night. And there was a few fights that went to the review panel. A little back and forth. The Bison, as I said, did come out on top of that one. Other games going on. We'll keep you updated around the league tonight because we have battles racing to the top of the league. Let's look at the top because you've got the Wildcats up there, the Knights up there, the Sheffield Steel Dogs, a sort of mini breakaway group of 3 teams. But Leeds are having a little bit of a grey patch.
Last night, getting shut out 2-0 by the Solway Sharks.
Yeah, that's a big
result you would expect. Looking at Solway's position.
Any team going to Solway, can have a difficult time of it, but to shut them out as well, that is huge. Certainly some of the firepower they have. Only scoring 2 past Gospel shows it's not into the netmine. The Knights just couldn't find a way to score, and they lost them. Not mistaken, both games last week as well. So it's a 3-game drought for the Knights.
Well, so you saw it. So at the start of the season, MK were kind of in that struggle. They've sort of got themselves out of it a little bit, but now Leeds have started to
listen, let's talk about this, because I think you look at the Raiders at the moment, there's no doubt that it's a bit of a struggle. I mean, some of the performances haven't been that bad. Obviously, the whole one, they'll be very disappointed to lose both of those in overtime, especially leading both of those games into the closing stages. Last night, got away from them. I don't think the Swindon game was too bad here a couple of weeks ago. That was just a few goals in a 10-minute stretch in the first that cost them ultimately. They couldn't find a way past Rennie Marr, who was fantastic on the night then as well. They're not playing too bad. They obviously got some players injured. Again, it's the same thing. The 5-game losing streak has essentially come off the back of Sean Miller injuring himself again against Milton Keynes, where he scored 4 goals, a 9-5 win, and we thought, the Raiders are here.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a, shall we say, charming. I mean, I've got it here. So we've won 10 in total, including regulation and overtime, and lost 17, including regulation and overtime. So
I think it's interesting this season how much we don't often see the Raiders have overtime games. I think we've only historically seen a few a season. We've had 6 already.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't put it past this to be another one tonight.
Yeah. Looking at Peterborough's game last night, how they played, safe to say they got the better of Romford. Beating 4-1, and you got those big names. I'm going to go on to players now, kind of switch into it. Dylan Lawrence, 2 last night, 15 so far in the league. Total points, you're talking 26. So it's not the most on the Peterborough squad. That's currently held by Luke Ferrara, who's got the most points in the Peterborough squad, but he's still one to look out for.
It's quite an amazing stat about that, actually. We thought that the point scorers for Peterborough, so they're not really up there in the leading the league for the most amount of team goals scored. They're sort of goals forward down there. They're sort of mid-range, but they have players. I mean, they're relied on at the moment. Their success is coming from just their top players, their top 5 players almost. Here's one that I don't know if you found or dug out yourself, but I know you said Ferrara is the current points leader, but you've also got basically all 3 statistic departments are being led by a Phantoms player, and it's a different player as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about Cameron Hoff as one of them, because he was forward/D. I don't know where he plays more.
Hoff is forward.
Yeah, you got Bradley Bowering as well.
It's not him. So Cam Hoff is currently the goals leader. A goal last night just gives him a 1-up on that one. Actually, I think Bricknell may have tied it currently with this goal tonight. but he's up there in the terms of the points, the goals leader in the league. Ferrara, the points leader in the league, and the assist leader, as it stands. Have you got that one?
It would be Yanni Lackinen.
Yeah. So the top of each department is a Phantoms player, and it just shows how much that line work exceptionally well together. They are the danger line. They are the line that do the business quite regularly. You do have a backup from Dylan Lawrence. Bowering can fire things in from the blue line as well. We see him as a persistent threat.
Now, if you're talking most goals scored for the Romford Raiders, I believe it's Jake Sylvester. I've got it down for 21.
Yeah.
And then for assists.
So that's only 5 off, because I think the league lead is 26. So he's only 5 off the league lead in goals. He's been scoring plenty this season.
League leaders for goals, 28. It says 28, so yeah. And then you've got assist-wise for Romford. Your highest one is Leishram on 26 assists, as far as I know. Might have got more last night, not too sure. That's compared to the 34 of Yanni Lackinen on the Peterborough squad. So still one up in Romford as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, so obviously keeping it short and sweet for YouTube. That's just a bit more statistical update for you. We will carry on momentarily. We are just going to take a quick pause while we get our ticket code viewers joining us, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
At JFF Security, we are more than just a security provider. We are trusted specialists dedicated to protecting people, property and events. From large-scale public gatherings to high-risk, high-pressure environments, our team delivers calm, confident protection where it matters most. Known for our reliability, expertise and professional presence, we bring safety and assurance to every space we safeguard. Wherever we operate, you can count on JFF Security for precision, integrity and peace of mind. JFF Security. Professionalism you can depend on and safety you can trust.
Well, hello, good afternoon, good evening everybody, Merry Christmas, we'll get that in now. Welcome to Sunday night hockey action once again here from the Sapphire Ice and Leisure Centre as the Raiders back on home ice looking to get some big points on the board as they host the opposition from just up the road from Peterborough, the Peterborough Phantoms. The two teams meeting last night as the first part of this weekend. Phantoms taking the spoils on that one. The Raiders looking for revenge. It's Sunday. It's the last game before Christmas. Still a couple to go of the year, of course. But all focus on those crucial points as we transcend into the second half of the campaign. My name's Matthew Udall. Delighted to be here once again to call the action for you. And today we'll be joined on the comms by Brody Martin. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Looking forward to this one, especially after last night's spicy affair, shall we say. Should be an entertaining one to commentate on today.
For those of you that are joining us on Ticket Car, you'd have missed 15 minutes of a little extra pre-game build-up over on the YouTube. Hello YouTube if you're still there. We're live until the end of the pre-match ceremonies. Just a quick one to YouTube. Get your tickets and get on to Ticket Co if you want to watch the game. But for those on Ticket Co, thank you for joining us. We've talked about a few things, and we talked about the situation at the moment for the Raiders. They need the points.
Yeah.
They're starting to slip away from that mid-pack,
yes.
And those teams below chasing for that final playoff spot are drawing in. Every point matters, but when you're playing against teams like Peterborough, you've had success in that mid-table pack. Every game's a 4-pointer. Need to even out the weekend at a minimum, and that means winning tonight.
Yeah, you said, I think you said it yesterday, Matt. You said a message that was, realistically, you need to win the rest of your games for the year. just to be in some sort of playoff position or some sort of fighting playoff position to fight the playoffs going into the new year.
I'm sure you are, Sean Easton, and maybe we'll do that at the end depending on the result of this game, but you'll ask any coach, you want to be in that playoff position rather than chasing it. I'd rather be in there playing a hold on to it. Say, you don't want to be chasing behind, because this division is so difficult. It's difficult to play away. It's difficult to build any sort of consistent form, I'd say, as well. We're seeing teams up and down in the form book and going through good spells of winning, going through losing streaks. The Raiders are going through a slump at the moment, 5 games currently. They'll be looking to tonight and 2 games next week against the Bison. That's going to be a huge weekend of hockey. They'll be looking to finish the season with 6 points out of the remaining possible 6.
Yes. So I understand that we've got Bristol between us and Basingstoke, but if I were to pick out of the two who's going to be more threatening to our playoff position, I'm going to have to go and pick Basingstoke, just because since they've got back on home ice, it's been just 4.5 for them, and I think they props to them because they've done a good job. Very loud.
It's even, I was going to say, there's even more reason to look forward to this. You know how raucous this place can be. It's certainly the crowd were involved at points last week, certainly at the end of the game, the drama and excitement of that one. We're expecting, I think, it's going to be the biggest crowd of the season so far tonight.
Yes.
And nearly sold out. Maybe even it will be a sold out if, depending on tickets on the door, a Sapphire, which is always electric. These two teams, we talk about it, feisty, physical, with the Bees no longer active. This has become, or I can see this certainly if it isn't already, developing into probably the big rivalry match for the Raiders.
Yeah, well, to be fair to you, last week, looking at our game against Hull, I could have gone out of that game and been like, cool, we've got a rivalry with Hull. But when it comes to playing against Peterborough, closer to us, there you go, they're saying happy birthday to you. There you go, happy birthday, Matt Needle. What was I saying? Because Peterborough's closer to Romford, geographically. And also, I feel like there's always a bit of a rivalry between us. We've obviously
seen pre-season matches end with with bench clearances, essentially.
I remember that one a couple of years ago, end of the second, and it just kicked off, and then went into the home game not long after. And I said to someone, I was sat down, might have been someone I was sat with, saying, always kicks off at the end of the second, and it did here as well. So, do you know what I mean? It's one to get.
Yeah, I think we had a bit last time, not to the degree that maybe we expected, but last night we talked about it, a bit of a physical affair, a couple of major penalties handed out.
Yes.
We were looking at Morgan Pizzo issued a spearing penalty. That's just been given as just a game on the net, so he is clear to play. And he's on the game sheet for tonight. And there was another one as well. There was a boarding call. Scott Robson getting a 5-minute penalty for boarding as well.
No, I've just been given a message to say, but I'll save it. You say what you were saying. Go on.
Yeah, so a couple of 5-minute penalties handed out against the Phantoms. Lots of 2-minute penalties in there as well. Probably quite surprising in that sense. The Raiders couldn't find more goals. They had plenty of power play time, and it has been their strong point this season. We'll see if that plays a factor tonight. Key one we're looking at, we're going through the team lineups, so we'll run through those momentarily.
Yes. We sort of set the lights in the.
In fact, we'll do that now, and then we'll get to the point when we get to those names in particular. So let's run through your team lineups, because it ain't going to be long before they're heading out onto the ice.
You go for the Phantoms.
Just to have DJ Paul Lodley back in the building, getting the crowd pumped
You go
up.
for Phantoms, I'll go for Raiders this time, Carlin. Give him the hard notes.
It's fine, I got this one. Peterborough Phantoms lineup then this evening, starting number 4, Nosius Veskatonis. Number 5, Nicholas Martin. 8, Louis Carniston. 11, Scott Robson. 13, Morgan Clark Pizzo. 14, Dylan Lawrence. 19, Luke Ferrara. 23, Bradley Bowering. 25, Billy Thorpe. 29, Cameron Hoff. Net mining tandem starts with number 30, Hayden Levine. No doubt he'll get the start again tonight. 33, Ralph Sesenis. 35, Joe Gretton. 45, Callum Bugler. 50, the backup netminder Luke Clark. 62, Yanni Lackinen. 71, Corey McEwen. And number 95, Jasper Foster. Not icing for the Phantoms. Tom Norton. Aidan J. Herring. Zane McKenzie. Alex Rushbury. Richard Hartman. Preston Toombs. And Barnabas Sari. Not
and
icing
go for your
Phantoms.
referees as well. Who have we got tonight? It is now Anthony Groom. He did correct
Yes,
himself.
correct it is. So your referees for this evening will be Roy Hamilton and Will Yarsmark with the orange bands, Anthony Groom and Alice Stanley, the linesmen. Right, Raiders line up then.
Right, here we go. Starting net, I'll go from starting netminder. We've got Mr. 33 Cole Cece. Then you've got backing him up tonight is number 35 Max Van Mullen. No, Max Van Mullen, everyone. First time, I believe, on the Raiders bench
This season certainly Owen Rodriguez backs up everyone. He's not available this evening.
Yes, now starting for your order tonight, you've got number 5 Joe Tomlin, number 7 Max Lewis, number 10 Brandon Ailiff, number 12 Mikey Power, number 13 Elliot Dewey, number 14 your Cooper. Oh goodness, your captain for this evening, Jack Cooper.
Your Cooper, Jack Captain.
Yeah, there you go. Number 20 Tom Palmer, number 23 Harvey Briggs, number 29 Jake Sylvester. Then you've got number 36 Callum Burnett, number 59 Ewan Hill, number 67 Jaron Baker, number 77 Austin Osborne, number 81 Adam Lasham, number 86 Tommy Huggett, number 95 Sean Miller, number 98 TJ Anderson, and you've added it onto the end, I'm sorry, number 91 Dawson Osborne. So
hasn't been corrected in the programme with their new numbers. Now they've got their own jerseys. Obviously, two ways the Ice and the Bucks are playing tonight.
Who have I got?
They don't actually. Might be chance. We'll find out and keep up to date with their scores. I thought they'd broken up for Christmas, to be honest. So no Shea Warmore, no Niels Mascalans, no Megas Canis, no Artems Kazaks, and Marco Pascal still out injured. We expect that's going to be this until for at least is what we call it a long-term injury roster. Obviously, we hope to see him back.
They are playing Streatham today, the Bucks are.
Yes, for the Bucks. Tough one for them. Right, the one thing I wanted to highlight, Sean Miller in the lineup as he was last week, although I don't know, we'll see what he does tonight. I don't know what he did last night, but last week he did only play on the power play and special teams until the third, then he did take a few more shifts, but he is nursing a little bit of a knock, so he is only playing special teams at the moment, we believe, at least out of last week. We'll see if he does a bit more tonight. But when he's on the ice, I mean, he only played a handful of shifts last week on the power play, 2 power play goals against Hull. When he's on the ice, he can score. And I think you have to maybe admit, there's no one else quite stepping up yet. Adam Lasham's only got 4 goals in his last 13 games.
I mean, like I said, Sylvester,
one in a last week. Sylvester scoring goals, but you're relying on those imports. You have to say, Brody, Sean Miller is a key component in the Raiders.
45 penalty minutes as well, I was going to say about him as well. Don't think he's the highest in the whole squad. I don't think so.
A lot of penalty minutes.
There are a lot of penalty minutes flying around. There he goes. But yeah, listen, we've seen Sean Miller in the past probably. Let's be honest, the amount of times he's been out on the ice, how many times do you think he's actually been injured and just hasn't shown it? You could possibly say a few.
I don't think he's in 100% fit most of the season. That's why we keep having recurring injuries. He got injured in the first or second pre-season game. We didn't see him for the whole of pre-season. It took a few weeks into the start of the season to see him. And he's been in and out of the lineup. He seems to take a knock and then we see him sit again. I don't think it's 100%, but when you look at it, as I said, you need him playing. I'm sure he wants to play as well. No player likes to be sitting on the sidelines.
Oh, no. And obviously that's why Jack Cooper's back.
Yeah, he's had a rough go.
He's had a rough time. So obviously going away to MK, getting a stick to the face, coming home, missing. I think he might have missed the game, then come back.
I think he missed last weekend.
Then came back for a couple of games, and then got hit with a puck.
and then missed last weekend's action in Hull. Right.
Yes.
So the officials are on the ice. Just a heads up for those of you again on the YouTube, we will be ending that stream as soon as the pre-match ceremonies are done. They're about to get underway now. And obviously get yourself a stream ticket, head over to Ticket Go, get your stream, we'll be showing you the whole game. Also the other thing, no WhatsApp this evening, that is currently unavailable just for this week. We'll get that back working next week. But if you do want to get in touch, you go on X only, that would be the way to do it. You can either go for our official one at Raiders Comms Box, that is at Raiders Comms Box, or you can go to me direct at Matty Udall. Any messages, we'll read them out. We'd love to hear from a few. We've had some good interaction from the fans of the visitors here to the Sapphire, so do get in touch. Right, that is the signal. The lights are down, the energy is ramping up, the players are about to hit the ice, so let's hand over to Mr. Paul Ludlow for pre-match introductions.
Raiders fans, are you in the building? to introduce your Romford Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, we start, sponsored by memory of Steve Tomlin, Joe Tomlin. Wearing shirt 7 is Max Lewis. Sponsored by Hands High Services, Brandon Alias. Sponsored by Ray Fitzhugh, Mikey Power. Sponsored by memory of Simon Mitchell, Elliot Dewey. Sponsored by memory of Bob Delfield, his captain, Jack Cooper. Sponsored by mechanic people on London Harold, is Thomas Palmer. Sponsored by Stephen Izzy, Harvey Briggs. Sponsored by the Walker family, Jake Sylvester. Sponsored by Chris Van Stewart, Cole Cece. Sponsored by Ray Max Van Mullen. Sponsored by Francesca Square is Callum Burnett. Sponsored by Dave Brunel, Ewan Hill. Sponsored by the Wrights family, Jarrett Baker. Wearing 77 is Austin Osborne. Sponsored by Lee and the Kids, Adam Lation. Sponsored by Louisa Craig O'Connell, Tommy Huggett. Wearing 91 is Dawson Osborne. Sponsored by Indy Liver and Grandad, Shaw Miller. And sponsored by Jacob Stevenson Bailey, TJ Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, they are your Romford Raiders. Once again, it's a very good evening. Well, welcome to the Sapphire for this evening's game. And tonight is our on the Peterborough Phantoms. And if I can please ask you now to stand as we will now play this evening's national anthem.